Hello students. So all of you are ready for your English literature class. Today we'll do a poem, The School Boy. Okay. That is page 84, chapter 5. All right. So take out that page. So let us see what is this poem about. The School Boy. The schoolboy in the poem is not a happy child. Okay. So what makes him unhappy? Why does he compare himself to a bird that lives in a cage, or a plant that withers when it should blossom? Okay. So, and this poem is written by William Blake. So let us read stanza by stanza, and then I will explain you. So here, what is this poem about? Okay. Now here the main speaker or the main character of the poem is a boy. Okay. And he describes, okay, in this poem, the difference between the freedom in the natural world, okay, and the restrictions that is in the formal education. All right. Okay. So let us see. I love to rise in a summer morn. Morn means morning, when the birds sing on every tree. The distant huntsman uh, winds his horn, and the skylark is a singing bird, sings with me. Oh, what sweet company. So the boy wakes up in the morning in the summer season, okay, and he is delighted, he is happy to hear the bird singing, okay, and in the distance, huntsman is blowing his horn, and it seems as if the bird skylark is singing for him. And oh, what sweet company. So these are the types of companies that he desires. All right. So in this stanza, I hope you have understood. Okay. The boy describes all the things, okay, that is in the summer season, what he desires. And he wishes to be in the company of this. But to go to school in a summer morn, oh, it drives all joy away, under a cruel eye outworn. The little ones spend the day in sighing and dismay. Okay. So in the second stanza, the boy says that he is forced, okay, to go to school in a summer morning. Okay. And since he has to go to school in the summer morning, it drives away all the joy of the summer, which he would have enjoyed. all right, and he has to be under he has to be in the school, okay, with the teacher, okay. Here out on means out of date, out of date, okay. So he has to go to school and he has to be under the strict supervision, okay, of the school teacher. And like him, all his classmates, okay, they spend the day in the school in sighing and dismay. Sighing means taking deep breath, dismay, disappointed. All right. So in the class, okay, he is unable to stay in the school, and which is not a happy place for him to stay. All right. So he is unable to stay in his peaceful environment. That is the nature. Clear? And then he complains just like him. His other classmates, okay, has to have to spend the day in school just like him in disappointment. Ah, then at times I drooping sit and spend many an anxious hour. Nor in my book can I take delight, nor sit in the learning's bower, worn through with the dreary shower. Clear? So then the boy says, he sits in his place, in his seat, drooping, okay, hunched over in his seat. All right, you know, we are drooping, hunched, bent down. Clear? And spend many an anxious hour. That is, you have to spend all the time in school. And he wishes when the day would be over. And he takes no delight in his books. Okay? And in fact, he takes no pleasure in school work. And he has to sit in the learning's bower. Bower means sanctuary. Okay? It means sanctuary, uh, like pleasant area with trees. But here it refers to the environment, or here it refers to the school, okay, sanctuary. Nor sit in learning's brower, worn through with the dreary shower. Clear? Okay. So let us move on to the next one. Okay. So just going back a little, all right. So I've told you here the children, okay, are forced to do what the teacher expects him to do. Okay. And he, on the other hand, wanted to be among nature, all right, and enjoy himself. Clear? Then, how can the bird that is born for joy sit in a cage and sing? How can a child, when fears annoy, but droop his tender wing and forget his youthful spring? Okay. So in the next stanza, okay, the boy, here is a comparison, okay, made with that of a bird. Just like a bird, when it is put in a cage, okay, the bird cannot sing because it loses its freedom. Clear? So, and the bird is born, okay, to be free, to sing. Clear? And but this could he do only when the bird is free and not caged. All right. So in the same manner, he says, if a boy is free, okay, in his childhood, okay, in his childhood, he is learning, okay, he is learning from nature, okay, from the world around him, and he could do so only when he is free. So he says he could learn just like the bird a lot of things from nature if he has his freedom. But you see, just like the bird is caged, okay, he also has been put in school, which is like a cage, and he loses his freedom. Clear? So, how can a child, when fears annoy, but droops his tender wing and forgetful youthful spring? So the poet says, just like the bird, okay, the boy cannot spread his wings. Okay, the boy cannot spread his wings or becomes conscious of the world around him. But droop is tender wing, so his wings are drooping, meaning it is lying down. It is not, he cannot use his wings like the bird to fly. Okay, and forget his youthful spring, and that takes away all the joys of his childhood, which he could get from nature. I hope it is clear. Okay. Then let's see the next stanza. O father and mother, if birds are nipped and blossoms blown away, and if the tender plants are stripped of their joy in the springing day by sorrow and care's dismay, how shall the summer rise in joy, or the summer fruits appear? So the poet in this stanza says, okay, the boy addresses his parents, okay, and he tries to explain them that if the birds, bud, bird of a flower which has not yet blossomed into a full flower, okay, that is called a bird. So he tries to explain to his parents that if birds were nipped means cut off or broken, then no one would have ever known the beauty and fragrance that a flower spread. So if the birds are nipped, okay, the bird will not grow into a beautiful flower. It will not spread its fragrance, okay. And if the tender plants, if the tender plants are stripped of their joy in the spring day, so in the same way, just like the birds, okay, if the freedom of the boy is taken away in his childhood, okay, then and destroyed, then how will he grow up, okay, learning all the things from nature? Clear? All right. Now I'll go back to that line. And if the tender plants are stripped of their joy in the springing day by sorrow and care's dismay. So in the same way, if the plants were destroyed, okay, when they were still tender, when they were still young, all right, then spring would never be a happy occasion because the flowers will not bloom, the plants will not grow, okay. So spring would never be a happy occasion, okay. So anything that is obstructed, or start from its growth in a very tender age, that is ruined or destroyed for a lifetime. Is it clear? I hope it is. So, how shall the summer arise in joy, or the summer fruits appear? So, I'll go back to that stanza again, okay, to make it more clear to you. So, the boy addresses his parents and he explains them that if birds are nipped and the blossoms blown away, so he says if the birds are nipped, then these birds will not grow into a flower. And if tender plants are stripped, and if tender young plants are destroyed, okay, then what will happen? Uh, the spring would never be a happy occasion. So the boy says, in the same way, just like the birds and the plants, okay, if his freedom was taken away, if it was stopped, if his freedom was taken away, then, okay, it would ruin his whole life. Just like the birds and the plants, okay, if they are destroyed, so anything that is obstructed from its growth in a very tender age is ruined for a lifetime. So I hope you have understood that is the poem. Clear? So read the poem thoroughly. Okay, so that is all. So I'll stop here now.